So you've heard the phrase fake it till you make it. I've heard that my whole life and I've never understood what it really means. But I don't know, recently I feel like I've just been practicing some things and kind of trying to work on my confidence, and I feel like I finally kind of figured it out. So I have a friend and he is not known for having like the highest confidence, but something that I noticed about him is that he always makes jokes about himself. The thing that's interesting though is I'm used to self-deprecating jokes, especially from someone who doesn't have a ton of confidence, but he was making jokes that made himself look good. So like even though he didn't agree with some of the things that he was saying, he would make a joke about how great he was at something even though he was like regular at it or even bad at it, or he would make jokes about how attractive he is or whatever even if he didn't feel that way. I found that so interesting because he was making a joke about something that like he didn't think he was super good at something, but he would make a joke talking about how great he was at it. And then I realized over time that I started to think that he was really good at these things that he was just making jokes about. So I decided to try it on myself and just start making jokes about things, making jokes about how hot I was or how confident I was, or make jokes about how great I was at things or whatever. And I realized that I started to do things differently too. Like I started singing in front of people, even though I've always been too afraid to do that. And instead of being embarrassed about it, which I still kind of was, I would just make a joke being like, "You're welcome for gracing you with my singing," even though I thought it was terrible. And then instead of feeling like I was being vulnerable or they were going to make fun of me, they just laughed with me instead, and we kind of bonded over it. And then eventually, my friends and family started to make jokes about that too, towards themselves, but also towards me. So I would be making jokes about how good I was at things and how confident I was, and then my friends started making jokes about those things too, but about me, like about how confident I was at things, about how good I was at things, about how attractive I was. Or am, I guess. And then when I'm hearing it coming from myself, or when I'm hearing it coming from other people, I actually start to believe it, and I start to act that way. And now all of a sudden, I'm genuinely singing in front of people because I really just don't care. Now all of a sudden, I'm putting myself out there on social media because I really feel like I can make it and like I have something to share. And I genuinely feel very attractive and pretty. So I don't know, maybe I'm delusional, but fake it till you make it seems to actually be working, and I don't think I'll ever go back. Here's a reminder, you do not have to believe in what you're saying in order to say it. Just talk about the traits that you want, put yourself out there a little bit more, and then I think eventually you'll start to trick yourself into thinking that it's true. And you know what? Here's a secret. Those cool things that you start saying about yourself might have been true the whole time.